I wanted to do an experiment. How many words can I write if I write in another city? I traveled to Chicago for a quick getaway, so why not try to get some words down? I haven't written in a while, but maybe a change of scenery will help. What do you do when you're unmotivated to write? I want to know your techniques in the comments section. So for this video's challenge, how productive can I actually be away from home writing book 2 from a hotel room? Hi, my name is Vivian and I'm a sci-fi fantasy author. And I'm working on book 2 of my sci-fi dystopian series. It's a new day and I'm pumped. I already had breakfast and it was pretty good. Let's get these words down. Here is how I'm setting up my space. Simple space, not crowded with junk. My laptop, my headphones, some water, and this pretty Chicago portrait. This is the space I'll be writing in. It's kind of nice being away from home. New surroundings should help spark some fresh ideas, don't you think? Fingers crossed. Goal for today is to make a dent. Y'all, I had to wear this blanket because the way the AC was blowing, it felt like I was in a tundra. Like goodness, it was freezing. Oh my gosh. I started off with my usual 10-minute warm-up where I write everything that comes to mind down. It's so helpful, I recommend. I had my music, the TV was off, no other distractions inside the hotel room. I dove right into this writing session and I started writing chapter 2. During this writing vlog, I'm also going to drop some tips for you here. My goal here is to also give value to you and not just talk about myself. All right, tip number 1. When you're away from home, you probably can't bring your full writing setup, and that's okay. Just have a clear plan for what you want to get done. You can bring a notebook, open your notes app, or even use a voice recorder. That way you won't lose your ideas just because you're on the go. The point is to have a plan of what you're trying to accomplish. If you are planning on writing a chapter or 2, just jot down what things in the chapter that you want to write about, or if there's a character that you want to flesh out, just so you're not scrambling trying to remember what you want to write. More on that later. In this chapter that I'm writing, my 2 main characters are undercover, and their goal is to find out some important information. Tip number 2, remember to take your breaks, even if you're home, but especially if you're away. I know it may feel you don't have that much time because you want to type as many words as you can, but taking a break, especially when you're away, is important because this is not your usual place of work and you may get restless. At least I was. So I got up and walked around, turned on the TV for a bit, but I had a timer for 10 minutes. 10 minutes can do a lot of good. And you can set your timer for however long you want to have your break. All right, people, so I'm coming to you with an update. So I just finished writing and I feel pretty good about it. I didn't write as many words as I wanted to. In total, I did a 25-minute sprint and then I did an hour sprint, but I didn't take up the full hour. I only wrote for like 51 minutes. I wrote 1,395 words, so that's pretty good. I finished chapter 2 and I started writing chapter 3, so we're making progress. I enjoyed writing chapter 2. A new character has been introduced. That's exciting, and like their interaction with the two main characters. It was fun to write. I wanted to write more, but I felt like I was losing steam. So I think we're good for today. I am going to now chill and maybe get something to eat. I will see you guys tomorrow.
The next day.
Womp womp. Epic fail. I did no writing the next day. I had no energy or motivation. Like, I woke up just in time to eat breakfast, but nope. Here I was watching Scooby Doo, thinking about forcing myself to write. But honestly, I would have erased what I wrote later because I wouldn't have liked what I wrote. There's a difference between being lazy and forcing yourself to write and not having the mental or physical energy to write. Last night, we had sushi for dinner and then walked along the river walk and we went to bed late. There was no way I could get any words down today. But not all hope was lost. I still wanted to be productive. Here I was watching Sex in the City. Anyway, I edited a YouTube video, so the day was not a total waste. And this brings me to my third tip. Travel can throw off your rhythm no matter how well your intentions are. Heck, life can, and that's okay. You might not hit your word goal or get super deep into revisions, but that doesn't mean the session and your effort wasn't worth it. Focus on making any progress, even if it's just outlining a scene or writing a few key lines. So, was my experiment successful? Well, if you look at the surface level, no, it was not. But if you look at the overarching goal I have for the second book, it is to make progress. And I did. I have 1,395 more words than when I arrived. I finished chapter 2 and I started chapter 3. But I would like to do better for next time, just because that's just how I am. I can't help it. I can't. The reason I didn't accomplish what I wanted was that there were too many outside distractions. There was some sightseeing, eating out at restaurants, and other activities. What would have helped is if this trip was strictly a writing trip, then my priorities would have been different. Not saying that you can't sightsee or go out to eat during a writing trip, but again, priorities. It would have just been different. Also, I didn't have a clear plan. I think if I had taken the time the night before or so to write notes on what I wanted to accomplish, then I may not have lost steam. But I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I'm happy with what I accomplished and I enjoyed my trip. I wrote 1,395 words. That's almost 1,400 more words I left Chicago with than when I arrived, and that is a win. Sometimes we may have plans to set out and accomplish something, but it doesn't always turn out the way we want it to, and that is okay. What matters is the lessons we learn from it. It's not the end of the world. You can always do better next time. Does traveling, changing locations work for writing productivity? Well, it's what you make of it. Progress always trumps perfection. And if you want to learn more on how to get back on track with your writing goals, watch these videos here.